Today, we are turning our attention to Tommy Robinson, an individual who has been grappling with a series of significant challenges over the past week. Despite the fact that he is serving a civil sentence rather than a criminal one, Robinson has been subjected to treatment more befitting a criminal detainee, blurring the lines between civil and criminal incarceration. Initially, he was detained at Belmarsh Prison in East London, a facility known for housing high-risk inmates and those charged with severe offences. Concerns regarding his personal safety within this environment, stemming from potential threats posed by other inmates, prompted authorities to transfer him to Woodhill Prison in Milton Keynes. Unfortunately, this relocation may have inadvertently heightened the risks he faces. Tensions with a substantial segment of the prison population at Woodhill could exacerbate the dangers to his well-being rather than mitigate them. This shift has amplified the anxieties of his supporters and advocates who are deeply worried about not only his physical safety but also his ability to maintain contact with his family. The potential isolation and increased vulnerability have become central points of concern. In a recent positive development, amidst these challenges, Robinson was granted the opportunity to visit with his children. This meeting offered him a brief respite and emotional uplift in an otherwise tense and uncertain situation. The visitation has provided a glimmer of hope for both him and his loved ones, serving as a reminder of the personal connections that remain crucial during such trying times. Turning to the case of Robinson, his supporters argue he faces an unprecedented level of restriction for what remains a civil offence, drawing attention to the conditions imposed on him, conditions typically reserved for high-risk offenders. His prison identification, a 208 for CG, is now familiar to those advocating on his behalf as letters of support pour in. High-profile backers, including Urban Scoops, Rebel Media, and Canadian commentator Ezra Levant, have launched campaigns in solidarity, with a dedicated page to support Robinson's children, who face the likelihood of spending yet another holiday season without their father. The handling of Robinson's case has ignited wider conversations about political prisoners in the UK, particularly those detained for non-violent protests. Supporters argue that his treatment highlights a troubling shift where individuals without substantial public platforms might face similar repercussions, potentially chilling freedom of expression and protest across the country. Despite vocal support from the public and a groundswell of grassroots efforts, the majority of major political parties and advocacy groups, such as the Free Speech Union, have remained conspicuously silent. For many, Robinson's case has come to symbolize the state of civil liberties in the UK today, raising urgent questions about whether freedom of speech is truly protected in Britain or whether some voices are being systematically silenced. The Save Tommy petition has gained significant traction, emerging as a powerful rallying point for people concerned about political freedom and individual rights in Britain. Designed to send a clear, unignorable message to the political establishment, this petition encapsulates more than just support for a single person. It represents a broader movement that speaks to the values of free speech, open expression, and the limits of government authority over personal liberties. Many recognize that while petitions alone might not directly bring about changes in the law, they have a unique and undeniable power to magnify public opinion, often capturing the attention of mainstream media and applying much-needed pressure on policymakers. When a petition reaches a critical level of support, it transforms into a visible and compelling indicator of public sentiment, forcing politicians, activists, and even ordinary citizens to acknowledge the underlying concerns and frustrations of the people involved. Supporters of Tommy Robinson, who spearheaded the Save Tommy initiative, believe his case goes beyond individual grievances and represents a watershed moment in the ongoing struggle to preserve free speech in the United Kingdom. For these supporters, this is not just about defending one person's rights. Rather, they see Robinson's situation as a symbol of larger issues, including potential censorship and the curtailment of personal freedoms, which they feel are increasingly at risk. The fear among Robinson's backers is that if his case is dismissed or mishandled, it could set a precedent that further erodes the principles of free expression and dissent in a country that has historically valued these rights. Consequently, the petition has resonated with those who feel marginalized or stifled by current policies and political attitudes that they perceive as restrictive or intolerant of certain viewpoints. In today's interconnected society, where opinions and news travel rapidly across social media platforms, a petition like Save Tommy serves as more than just a call to action. It becomes a rallying cry that underscores the vital role of public discourse in shaping societal values and holding authorities accountable. By drawing widespread support, the petition demonstrates that free speech and political expression are issues of widespread concern, not limited to a single person or isolated incident. Robinson's supporters hope to use the petition to raise awareness of these issues, ensuring his case is understood within the larger framework of freedom of expression in Britain. Ultimately, the movement surrounding Save Tommy highlights a crucial aspect of modern governance, the balance between maintaining order and respecting individual rights. This balance is delicate and essential for any democratic society. By participating in this petition, people are not only standing up for Robinson's case, but also reminding political leaders that free speech and open political expression remain cornerstone values. The hope is that this movement will prompt meaningful dialogue and reflection among policymakers, ensuring that individual liberties are safeguarded even in complex and challenging times. In doing so, the Save Tommy petition stands as a testament to the enduring power of collective action in defending fundamental rights. As we await further updates in this ongoing situation, we encourage Robinson's supporters to connect with him directly through email, offering messages of moral support and solidarity. These small gestures can make a significant difference, especially in a time that could extend beyond the anticipated duration. Robinson's circumstances are complex and evolving, and knowing there are people standing by him with messages of encouragement may provide him with much-needed strength during this period. In the meantime, we invite viewers to stay tuned for a detailed analysis of recent remarks from key political figures, including a notable statement by Kemi Badenoch. Badenoch's comments touch on Robinson's case in particular and raise broader concerns surrounding the state of Tory leadership, highlighting potential tensions that may influence the direction of future policy. This situation sheds light on the intricate challenges faced within political circles and could have significant ramifications for the party as a whole. Our in-depth coverage will explore these dynamics, examining what they mean for the wider political landscape in Britain and what lies ahead. Our team remains committed to delivering in-depth, meaningful journalism that brings context to current events, helping you stay informed with reliable insights. Thank you for joining us on this journey as we continue to bring you relevant stories that matter. I'm Matey, and this is the platform where your news comes to life.